A day full of repotting, propagating, and a 1 month later update. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Rose, my pronouns are she, her, and this is a plant care video. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I have a lot to do from propagating. I'm still a little bit sleepy, it's early. Propagating, repotting, I don't even know, so many things. So if you have chores to do, let's grab them, or if you have a nice drink and you can just chill and watch, that is of course also great. And let's get started. Good morning! Good morning! For the renovation, we took out the window sill. So this was right after we placed it back, and also I created some curtains. Check this out! My Hoya obovata is in bloom, and it's so pretty. Mickey is such a social little cat. He loves hanging out with us. My baby gloriosum over here, I noticed is super stuck. This leaf is stuck in on itself, and then the next leaf is also stuck. So we're going to free that carefully, all of them. Getting some of the dry bits out of the way. There we go. One side is open. Now the other side carefully. It's a bit hard to do with one hand while filming, which is why I don't often actually film plant care things, because it takes a lot more effort to both think about filming and think about doing the chore or the plant care. Yeah. There we go. That one's free. This one. What I'm breaking here is the sheath so that the leaf can move, but often I also break the actual leaf. So don't try this at home, especially not with one hand. But it also can break from just being this stuck. So there we go, free. Hi, it's Rose from today, the day that I'm posting this video. I wanted to include updates for some of the plants that you see being repotted or chopped in this video, because it's been 1 full month since I recorded that chores video. You can see the dates here in the corner. Today is the 5th of June, and that gloriosum, actually it looks pretty good. It looked very dramatic, but it seems like all the leaves came out pretty good. There is definitely some marks on there, but that's also to do with thrips, because they're taking over my house. It's okay, I'm getting new good bugs soon. But all the new leaves look pretty cute. The main plant is growing a new leaf here. That's a little bit damaged, but very pretty. And then one of the small ones is sizing up a lot. Look at that. So it's going well. Back to the video. I want to repot my mint monstera, but it is currently growing not 1 but 2 new leaves, and this one looks like it's actually moving along, starting to grow. So I'm not sure if I should. Take a look at the roots though. Lots of roots at the bottom. And it's a bit wobbly. I think I'm gonna wait for this leaf to unfurl, the first one. The mint monstera leaves have fully opened now, and check this out. This was a smaller growth point, and this was the main growth point. I think I'm showing you this in literally every video at the moment, but they have hardened off, so I could repot this plant because it's very root bound. Maybe I should do that soon, but I'm not going to include it in another video because these videos take forever. I'm so sorry. Oh, fungus gnat. I'm never sure if I should or shouldn't include watering in these types of care videos. I am watering all the plants today with just rainwater. I don't water everything, I just check if they need watering. I do 1 week just rainwater, and then the second week I use fertilizer. This booby cactus has been living inside for a few weeks already because I thought she might be rotting, but she's not. She just looks haggard after winter. I don't think she likes life in the greenhouse in winter like the other cacti. I think I'm gonna water her for the first time because I've been on a winter no watering the cacti break. But since this has been inside for a while, I'm gonna do it because she's pretty crumply, or however you call that. Dehydrated looking. Whee! Cheers, booby. The booby cactus still basically looks exactly the same, although I feel like it is growing at the top here. For plants that don't have a difference since potting them up, I'm not gonna include an update, or this video would be hours long. So this is the only one that gets an update, even though there's not that much to see. So I guess now I am filming the watering. Okay, this is my first caladium that's opening. Caladium Kathleen. I have no idea what to expect, but the leaf is gonna unfurl soon. Ready for the caladium update? This is Caladium Kathleen. She is definitely the fastest that came out. But since then, most of the other ones have also started growing and they are so beautiful. I love all these colorful leaves. It makes my heart so happy. So I definitely recommend growing caladium. If you want to use my code ROSE with Farmer Gracie, you will get a discount on your order. I'll link it in the description as well with my affiliate link. If you use that, thank you so much.
3 hours later.
We just got back home from visiting the garden center, where we actually bought a ton of plants, over 200 euros of plants, mostly for the garden. We have a lot of bamboo to make our divide with the neighbors nice again. My boyfriend loves palms and this was his dream plant. 100 euros for a bottle palm it's called. I can't even show you because it's so big, but this is gonna be in the bathroom soon. This is where the beautiful palm lives now. And I did notice it had a very small growth point, but look, it has definitely grown already. So we're very excited to see it grow even more. And then we also got this one, which is a houseplant I've been loving for a long time, but I never got one. This is Dieffenbachia reflector, beautiful velvet leaves, because this is the type of plant that my boyfriend likes, growing upwards, getting a stem, and then big leaves. Then I also got a few small ferns for in the bathroom, because there's a little shelf with not a lot of light. It can carry up to, I think, 5 kilos, so not a lot. These will be perfect. And I also got this one, which is a staghorn fern. I think the Platycerium bifurcatum, the easiest one. I picked this one because it was growing, see the shields? I don't know what they're called, these ones. I'm going to try and mount this for in the bathroom. But I thought it was a good one to try and start with. Then we got these because my boyfriend really liked the pineapple plant. It's a bromeliad that I thought can live in the bathroom for sure. It does have a lot of babies because as soon as this plant makes a flower and a fruit, it dies. But because it has a little pups on the side, they will continue to live. And a little strelitzia, because he loves strelitzia. And this is the Reginae, at least it says on the label. We already have the other one, the Nikolai, but we didn't have this one yet, so for in the bathroom as well. Then I got a few succulents for in the greenhouse. Look at that, that's so beautiful. These were very cheap, so we'll see how that goes. And these two, this is a little Fittonia for in the bathroom as well. I think that's gonna do well there in the high humidity. And this, I always say don't buy these because they cannot grow. I'm gonna make a video about how they cannot grow. So that's coming up too. And then lots of outdoor plants like hosta and broken hearts and little aroid plants. And some, I think they're called columbines, the cute flowers. But now that that's in a house, I can finally continue with collecting all the plants that I need to take care of because there is a lot. It feels like it's gonna be about a week worth of work, but I'm just gonna start. It's 3 p.m. I'm hoping to get this done before it gets dark. But it's raining already, so it's pretty gloomy. I hope you'll be able to see, but let's get started. Okay, I'm using this little tray for excess soil for things that I repot. And then I have a bin pot over here. And all the supplies and all... Oh my gosh, don't look there. So much to do. To the salon. Hello? That's my boyfriend working upstairs. Sorry about that. I have this beautiful begonia. What's it called? Ferox. Or Melanobulata. That when I tried to move the pot, actually started to fall out of the pot. So we're just gonna make sure that that is back solidly in a pot. And maybe a slightly smaller pot is what I was thinking. But now that I'm seeing these roots, I think it was a pretty appropriate sized pot. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of roots. You okay, buddy? This really would do well in a longer pot because it keeps crawling over the soil. Or maybe I should pot it a little bit more up straight. Actually, that sounds smart because it kept growing sad little points against the side of the pot. I think that's what we're doing. So, roots. This whole pot is full of roots. That's pretty funny. This is a begonia soil mix that I'm reusing because it's mostly non-organic materials from Begonia Takeaway. This is a good solution. I'm happy with this solution. The leaves are a little bit angled weirdly now because of the situation in the pot, but it's growing straight up. So I think that's a good first one. I'm happy with that. After potting this one upright, it immediately flowered. They're now a little bit older. There is a new leaf that looks adorable and another fluffy new leaf on the way here. So it seems to be going pretty well. I'm happy I came up with the solution, a very logical solution, but I couldn't think of it before, to pot it upright. Okay, next one. Let's pick an easy one. This is one of my beautiful anthurium babies that has a lot of marks because I have a lot of thrips in there, but it was very wobbly. Oh, now the laundry is also almost done, so we have more background noise. But I feel like this doesn't have many roots, so we're gonna... Oh, okay. It definitely does have a lot of roots. This is very fresh soil still that I used recently, so we're definitely gonna keep that. And I don't exactly know what this anthurium is. I should put a label on, but it's a very, very nice one. Actually, let's make the label. I have little plastics here and a pencil. Anthurium Carla Blackier crossed with Dark Phoenix. And then we're going to water that. The little Carla Dark Phoenix baby made a new leaf, and it does look a lot better, even though now it has snail damage, no longer thrips damage or pest damage, but snail damage. But it's growing and it's sizing up considerably, as you can see. By the way, check out this one. It doesn't need any care right now. This is a Carla Blackier crossed with Dressleri. That is growing a very nice leaf and sizing up quickly as well. And this Carla Dressleri that I showed you as a nice looking leaf example also has a new leaf that is fully riddled with pest damage, either flat mites or thrips. Both are in this small terrarium, unfortunately. But I still love it, and I'm still excited to see how it grows. Next one, 2 anthurium that I got, but they are the same. So we're gonna pot them up together. I'm so impressed with people who often make these plant care videos, like Fern and Claire as well. She makes really long ones too. They're so hard for me. I don't know. But I know you guys like them, or at least a lot of comments that I've read say that you do like them. So I'm trying. I got this from a friend, and that's very sweet. But it's not my favorite anthurium. Mickey came to check out what I'm doing. Hi. Hi, my little friend. Oh, he's my favorite. Gert is currently upstairs making a cat scratching thing for Mickey, so he has to go upstairs and check it out. Go see. Hey, don't throw over my plants.
Goed zo. Ja, goed. Goed zo. Oh, dat is lekker.
Let's continue. Next, this is exciting because I haven't showed you this plant yet on here. I have showed you maybe on short form. This is my new Anthurium Delta Force, which I got from Casa Botanica. And I did notice that the soil is not soil that I would like. It's a little bit too moisture holding. Let's see. It's in a little plug, which of course is absolutely normal and fine. Big roots coming out the bottom. From what I know, these are all grown from tissue culture, because that's the only way to make more of this Delta Force. I didn't know it was in one of those plugs, so it's good that I removed it, but look how many roots there are. That's definitely gonna be happy in my mix. Pretty good, I think. Look at my cute baby. I can't wait to see this grow. The little Delta Force leaf. I don't know if this leaf was already out by then, but this is the latest, biggest leaf. This was the previous one. And it's working on a new leaf in there, so I'm so excited to see it. This is going better than expected. I also got a Hoya Black Cat. It's a Calistophila type with that. And again, it's in soil that's not necessarily bad, but it's not soil that I like to work with. It's too moisture holding for my care. This is peat. I really don't like to use peat. I do see nice roots here. it might be 2 cuttings or 3 even. Oh, 4! What the hell? 4 separate cuttings. And this one is already growing. I use the same soil for my Hoya and my Anthuriums. Okay, look at that. They're all over the place now. They can take up the space they need. Next, this used to be my Jacqueline. It does still have a root, so I think I'm just gonna pop it back. This is in semi-hydro. That was an easy fix. Let's do this one first. So this is Monstera obliqua that since has grown a long runner. Let me show you the whole thing. Oh, I think it's rooted. So what I tried to do with the runner is move it around the pot so that it would root and then hopefully start to grow leaves again, which has not happened. But it has grown some roots. I feel it being connected to the moss, meaning we can chop. See how long this runner is? And there's some roots here and here. I can chop this all the way back. We can try and propagate these nodes, but I know plenty of people now have it. I think I'm gonna leave this on because this has roots already on this part, and then hopefully this will grow. How are your roots doing, sir? That looks a bit rotted, doesn't it? We have some dead roots at the bottom. I'm taking off the moss to reuse, as moss is a finite resource. Oh, the soil is way too wet. There's no roots on it. Ugh. There's definitely still some roots, but this whole bottom part fell off. And here, this is actually kind of fun. You can see the original node that I got it from. The roots on this are a bit weird. Let me just chop these into nodes. This is how I grow the obliqua nodes. We have black at the bottom, moss at the top. You throw the nodes in. Good luck. Sometimes when you treat plants in a special way because you think they're hard to take care of and rare and stuff, you actually make it harder on yourself. I'm gonna now treat it like any monstera that's growing like a weed. I use these little metal wire things as keeping them down. This is what it looks like now. Little layer of moss.
Obliqua update. There are a lot of points growing. We'll have to see which ones turn into runners again.
Let's do some Hoya. This is Hoya peninsularis. Beautiful. It grew this leaf recently for me. I just want to check the roots because it's not been growing very well. That's very compact. It might actually prefer a bigger pot. Or it might all be dead roots and then we'll see. These roots definitely don't feel super happy. Taking care of the Hoya at the botanical garden for about a year definitely taught me a lot about dead roots and how rough you can be with Hoya. And we're gonna take a cutting here. As long as there is one leaf, it will be a great cutting. And I might use this in a separate pot because this was the newest leaf. It has the most will to live, I think. I have some rooting hormone, not sponsored. I think I always use it especially on Hoya cuttings because I usually pot them straight up into the soil. And with Hoya, when it's all fresh cuttings, I usually make the pot full of soil first, stick it in the rooting hormone all the way, the whole stem is covered. Then I make a little hole with a stick or something, make a hole, stick it in, and done. That's the easiest that I found to do with Hoya. A whole new pot. And then this one we're gonna put in a small pot. So soil, make it a little bit more compact, make a hole, dip it all the way in, stick it in. And there we go. Oh yeah. That is very nice. Svetlana, how are you doing, Svetlana? Let's just check the roots of Svetlana and see if she's happy. The roots still look good though. With aeroids, it's very clear when a root is rotted. With smaller plants like Hoya and Begonia, sometimes it's more how it feels that tells you if it's doing well or not. Let's pop this in a see-through pot for future visibility. If I put it in a slightly deeper pot, see the difference here? I think it will have more of a chance to root from higher and then maybe be able to create a little cutting. Normally I would listen to an audiobook or a podcast, but I want to be chatting with you guys. So please in the comments tell me what you're currently listening to or what is your favorite book or a podcast to listen to. I love, for example, A Little Bit Culty, which is a podcast about cults, and Bachelor podcasts, if you guys watch American Bachelor. And I was listening to the Bridgerton books again because Bridgerton is coming out with a new season very soon. I listened to the books of the people that I think are going to be involved. So I listened to Colin and Penelope first, of course. The beginning of Francesca, because they're introducing Francesca in this one a little bit more with a new actress. And then I also listened to Benedict, because apparently the next season is going to be Benedict, and there might be some stuff happening that has to do with him and his story. So I listened to that whole book again because I really enjoyed it. This is my Hoya Rinsey Borneo, which might be the most beautiful Hoya in the world. If you disagree, tell me which one is. And there's a lot of it, so I was thinking of propagating it. Wow! It's rooted all over the Velcro. Okay, so let's see. That's why I rolled them up. There's no leaves on the ends. Look at this. Why are you not growing any leaves, buddy? Lots of roots, lots of tendrils. Okay, we're definitely propagating this because I want backup. Safety. Oh, and there is pests on this one. I need my alcohol wipes. Let's see the roots. Very moist soil. Laundry, when are you done? That's loud. I hate when the audio is not good. There's a little slug. Snail. No, what are you? Worm. There's a worm in this pot. 2% battery. Okay, I'm gonna throw this outside and change the battery. I'll be back. I have decided to pot these with roots back up into soil. Okay, the mamas potted up. The new cuttings, which by the way have a lot of the white, the stuff, the juice, the Hoya juice, they are gonna go maybe in semi-hydro from Soil Ninja. You can definitely grow Hoya from a tendril with no leaves, but the chances of them growing with a leaf are like 1,000,000 times higher. This one has an active growing tendril at the end, so that I'm gonna definitely leave on. This one has a lot of baby growth points like here and at the top, so maybe I'm gonna leave them on. Oh, and I was supposed to treat for pests. One sec. So these Hoya, you can see hopefully there is some little spots on them, which is a type of scale that I unfortunately brought home from the botanical garden that is slowly spreading in my collection, and they are very hard to treat. So my first step is pure alcohol to wipe most of the ones that I can see off. And then the second step is to get little bugs from Entocare and treat. This one definitely has some big ones that I missed. See here? Those are all the biggest form of it. Kill, kill, kill. Next up, I have a few very cool new Hoya cuttings. Hoya Pandurata Silver in water in little vessels that I think are very handy. Trying to get them out will rip all the roots off. See all the little roots? How do you get it out? I think I'm gonna cut it open. Okay. Got it out. So we're gonna pot those up. This actually has some roots already, so that's gonna go in a pot. Always rooting hormone. I often actually forget, so it's not always, but I try. Hoya Silver Dollar has roots also. I got these in a swap that I will make a video about, but I wanted to give an update on the plants after they've been in my care for a little while, which I guess now you're seeing here. When I put this on the ground, the leaves are longer than the pot, so it's gonna push the cutting out. So I want a taller pot. This is the perfect type of pot. So we're gonna move this plant to another pot. This is in semi-hydro. Ooh, lots of water coming out. Ah. Hoya Piestolapis did really well after the repot. There is a new leaf growing here. There's 2 more baby leaves over here and a long tendril. So, see? That's so much better. This one is extra amazing. This is Hoya Argantea Princess. Wow. So that doesn't have roots. So I'm gonna keep it maybe in one of the thingies in water for a bit so I can see. The Argentaea princess went through a little bit of a makeover. I have her in here. Ooh. What? Cheers! I moved you into the living room so it's easier to see. So this is a little plastic champagne glass, but the main difference is that I moved it into fluval, which I had never used before, but the person who I did the trade with said that this plant is actually pretty hard to root, and he's had the best success in fluval in a high humidity environment, hence the terrarium. And oh, there's a slug on there. I was gonna say I'm happy to say it's working, but there's also a little asshole slug on the fluval. Okay, I have removed the slug. So the good thing is that there are 2 roots on either side of this plant. So it is definitely working. I even see what I think will be a growth point. When I zoom in a lot with my phone, it looks like the stem on the eye is breaking open for growth to come out. So it's going really, really well. I'm very, very excited and happy. From that trade, I have a few more very cool cuttings. Some of them I think should be in water a little bit longer. This is a last ditch effort to save my big pot of gold. Can you see the tiny roots here? Unfortunately, I lost most of that plant during the renovation. But look, the mama plant has grown new leaves very recently. They're still very, very small, but I'm so happy that one at least is growing again and alive. This one can definitely be potted up. This is the AH 74, 74, 47? I don't know. Next, we have some cool Hoya lacunosa, like this one, with a little variegation. This one wants to be on soil because it has roots all over the stem. So I'm gonna make this a little circle in a pot like this. This one, beautiful silver shaped one. I might cut this one into several cuttings. And then this one, which to me looks a little bit sick, but apparently it's a cool one too. And the labels I have here, but I don't remember which one was which. I have to look back at the footage. Generally, lacunosa are very easy to grow, which I love about them. This one is definitely Hoya Species Affinity Lumbii Splash that I'm very excited to grow. This might go in a bigger pot just because of the length. And why are we going straight into soil for this but not some of the other ones? I don't know. It has a little bit of roots, so that definitely helps. I don't have a good reason. Just feeling. Sometimes I know something but I can't explain it in words. I just think it's right. I have some cute cuttings for friends rooting in here in my little propagation vessel. The Nicholsoniae New Guinea Ghost and Kari cuttings that I had in water, I had in water until last week, and then I noticed they were very well rooted. Also, it smelled so bad in that glass. I don't generally change the water very often, but I potted them up, the Kari each in their own pot, and then for both of my friends, 2 or 3 Nicholsoniae New Guinea Ghost cuttings. The leaves do look very dehydrated, but they have roots, so I think it's gonna be okay. And then I can give them to them once they are growing. Okay, took a little break. Got myself some candies, licorice. But there's so much more to do. Oh, okay, can't really talk. So much more to do. It's now like 5:30 p.m. I should be making dinner. This is my Carla Blackier, which is amazing. Why am I talking with my mouth full? I don't know, sorry. I pulled this out to see if the roots were happy. And I noticed that it's very well rooted, but I couldn't get it back in the same pot. So I'm just gonna size it up a little bit and give it some fresh soil actually also, because this looks old and tired. Or should I give it this pot? That's quite nice. Okay. Hopefully the next leaf, this was damaged because it got stuck against something else. Now it's in a much taller pot, so I have high hopes that the new leaf will be in one piece because it's above the rest. And then I can spot it earlier when it's coming out so I can rotate it and make sure it doesn't get damaged anymore. The Carla Blackier is not doing great. There's literally a thrips on here right now. I'm gonna quickly squish it. What keeps happening, which I hate so much, is the new leaf comes out and then it just becomes brown and dead, which is a sign of thrips. Can also be a sign of other pests. I heard that flat mites specifically also really love anthurium. The Hoya community is very aware of flat mites, but I feel like the anthurium community less so. But it has rooted into the new pot. You can see roots here on the side and here as well. So I'm just gonna continue treating for pests and hope for the best. Oh yeah, this was an easy one. This is my Philodendron Burlmarks Fantasy with several plants on the moss pole. Yukang from the trade sent me very cute clips. I'm just gonna clip this little one on here. But the top, as you can see, is too tall. But I don't want to extend the moss pole because then it doesn't fit in the terrarium anymore. So my plan is now to chop it at the top and grow this one from the bottom again. I'm just gonna stick it in here and attach it to the pole. Yeah. So that was an easy fix. This one is very dehydrated, so we're just gonna take cuttings. Luckily, I already have one successfully rooted cutting from this. I don't think these have any roots left, but this part is dead, I think. These will just go in water to rehydrate, maybe in a high humidity environment so that water can go in all directions. I kept the Finlaysoni cuttings in water like this for a long time, and you can see tiny little roots there. And one of the ones that I potted up already has now grown these two new leaves. Look how pretty. They're still soft, so I'm being very careful. And there's a nice tendril. I'm so relieved that I didn't lose this plant fully and I can regrow it from here. Then I have some that have been in water for a long time that we are potting up. My Hoya linearis. This is gonna go in semi-hydro. Algae. No. There's some rotting stuff here. Rotting leaves that I will remove. Oh, rotting stems too. No! This one was going so well. Alright. That looks nice. Some of them are even budding up. I do have to find a heavy enough pot for this so it doesn't fall over. The linearis lives up here. And as you can see, oh, there's some leaves falling off, but that's normal. It is growing well. There's a new growth here. I see lots of new little stems. And at the ends too, you can see new leaves growing, new stems growing. It's been through a lot, but I think it's recovering. A few easy ones. First of all, here's my Hoya obovata that is blooming. I wanted to give this something, oh, wow, to continue growing on. Maybe also a repot. I think I might be able to repot it in itself, in its own pot. I don't want to stress this out too much because I want the flowers to continue, of course. They're beautiful. Just a little bit of fresh soil at the bottom. And I might give it this one. That looks good. I'm happy with that. This tendril needs to go up. And since it's currently growing straight forward, I'm going to use a few longer pieces of Velcro so that I can slowly make it go in the right direction. If I pull that straight up, it's gonna probably break and not be happy. So I'm making it a little brace. Wrap around there, then go towards here. See how that's already a lot better? And then same with this small one here. I want new leaves, so we're giving it a little bit of support. Velcro is the best. Perfect. That's so much better. Then we have another Hoya that has a similar issue. This is my Hoya Gunungading. Look at this beauty. But this has a huge long tendril. Oh, so we're also gonna give this a little looping system. Let's check the roots. I haven't repotted this in forever. Whoa! It's basically all roots over here. These look dead. Oh, these roots are all dead. No! Sometimes, apparently Hoya, especially if you have older Hoya. One of the people who worked at the botanical garden, Theo, he's worked with the Hoya for 25, 30 years, and he would call it going off the root. I think because, this is my theory, Hoya grow usually in the forest, around the trees, on the trees, and they get roots everywhere. So they don't always need the old roots that have been on there for forever. The old roots sometimes just die. Like literally there's nothing here anymore. So I don't know how this plant kept growing. We're gonna take some cuttings. Look, this is what's left of the roots. This is the dead roots. It's really more of a feeling because they still look white. And people say that white roots, oh, this was alive. I definitely pulled some live roots off. These are definitely dead. These were a few of the live roots that I pulled off in my ruthless rescue attempt. We can definitely chop here. See this? 1 node cuttings. Shall we just chop it all the way up? Okay, we're doing it. Okay, this is gonna go all in water, so that's not very interesting. This is what I wanted to do next. This is my variegated pinnatum that has not been growing leaves in a while. So I want to chop this up. See, these were the leaves, and then this is all no leaves. Can be pest related for sure. So I'm just gonna cut nodes now, I think. And I might pop some of them into the pot with the obliqua. Oh. And then I was planning to pop this on a moss pole. Look at this. That's nice. Haha. Tiny baby one. The plan was to put this moss pole in here and have it grow on there. And I picked this moss pole because the plant can grow all around it. I'm using little clips to attach. Gaat al goede kant op hoor. The 1 node cuttings I'm gonna pop in water as well. The variegated peppernum cuttings that I put in water. Oh, this one does have a root, and this one too, but most of them didn't do very well because there's only 3 left. But the one that I popped on a moss pole is doing a lot better. This little baby has a new leaf here. This tiny baby has a new leaf here. And this base of the plant stem, see that? There's a new growth point on both sides of that little stem. Another messy repot is this syngonium pot of a few different ones. I was like, why does it look so horrible? Has a ton of roots underneath. Probably also pests. Pests are taking over my house. They really should start paying rent. Look at this, such a tiny plant with that many roots. This one as well, wow. The tricolor seems to be the most well-rooted out of all of them. We're gonna put them back in the same pot because there is still plenty of space. I feel like the roots just grew straight down and out of the pot. Hopefully this will keep it from growing out the bottom again too quickly because there is a thick layer of soil before the roots get through. Lots of yellowing leaves. That might be due to too much light because I'm giving these guys a bunch of light, but good enough. I have 1 very small, beautiful, majestic, 2 majestic cuttings that have been rooting in water for a while, so plenty of roots, and majestic on a moss pole that we are going to combine. Hopefully the pole will get a little bit more full and then size up and look pretty. Nice roots in here, definitely happy. That is great. I'm just loosening the soil so there is space for the new plants. I found a pretty big one. Is it too big? I don't think it will be. Ah! So this is the first cutting. Small roots, just the top cutting a few roots. But that is the hardest one to get on. So we're gonna do that first. Nice and low in the pot, I'm thinking. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. But like my other boyfriend is telling me I have 5 minutes to have everything done and cleaned up, which realistically is not gonna work out well for him because it's a huge mess everywhere. But I'm doing my best, and he's cooking dinner. So this cutting, you can see here, it has a growth point. So we're gonna make sure that that is facing towards the moss pole, but not into the moss pole, which I have done before. It doesn't work out well. Okay. Done. The majestic that is now a super full pot is looking really good, actually. I'm impressed. The small one on this side hasn't grown yet, but the baby, it's hard to show you behind the big leaves. Baby over here is growing, and the top that I chopped back has grown this small leaf, and now has just opened, that's when they're the most beautiful, this stunning leaf, which immediately is basically going back to the size that it was. That makes me very happy because sometimes cutting sets the plant back. Look at this. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna make a post for Instagram on this one because that's stunning. Oh, this one is an important one to do. This is my Hoya. Hoya? No, clearly I meant Anthurium, sorry. Venlingeri, that is still in the tiny pot I got it in, which there's a ton of roots. So we're gonna repot that. Apparently the house smells like a forest. I'm so impressed with this plant. It's grown so much better than I expected. I'm gonna pot it up a little bit angled so that there's a new leaf. I hope I didn't stress it out. I've been grabbing it. Whoops. Hopefully that way it has a long time before I have to repot it again. This is now sitting like this, and it can still grow the whole stem along here. I think this is great. I just need to find a pot for it now. A little bit of moss around the base, and we're done with this one. The little Venlingeri is also adjusting well to its new pot. Can you see here? There is a new leaf growing, and I can't wait to see how big it's gonna get since this was a huge size up from the last leaf. So hopefully it's gonna be even longer. Let's do one more. One more. I just found this pot. I was gonna say I can't repot any of the Anthurium, like this beautiful blackjack, because I don't have bigger pots than that one, but I have this bigger pot. Maybe we can do a little trade. If I put this one in the bigger pot, then I have a slightly bigger pot free for blackjack. It's a triple move. This is my beautiful velvet mask. Let go. Yes. Oh no! I broke the new leaf on the cabinet while I was trying to show you the roots. See? Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. You're so beautiful. Because look, the roots are incredible. I'm just gonna plop this in here. I'm so sorry. Well, that made me a little bit sad. I hate when that happens. But it's gonna be okay. It's just a damaged leaf. And it's a stunning plant anyway. I feel like because the stem is getting so long, it's gonna need a little support. So I'm gonna press maybe this bamboo stake in it. Doesn't have to be very tall. So we're gonna break it off a little bit. Stick it in. And that's gonna keep the plant a little bit more stable. For now, that's perfect. Now I can show you this pot is gonna be for this plant, which has the most chocolatey, beautiful color ever on the new leaves. Whoa! Careful for the cabinet. All the roots. What I've learned from growing Anthurium for a while and also from a friend, I sized them up pretty quickly. So I normally would have sized this up even before. By giving it a bigger pot, it's gonna quickly also grow even bigger leaves. That's one of my secrets. The other is bigger leaves grow with less light, like the crystallinum behind me. It's not a secret. I'm testing out with it. But the bigger pots definitely works really well. See, this will have space all around. But I need to make some fresh soil first, so I'll be back. Okay, I got new soil and we had dinner. So now it's really getting dark. So many more plants to do. Okay, next up, we're moving blackjack to this pot. Okay? Pot it up. Oh, you couldn't see much of that, I think. To be honest, these two might be some of my favorite Anthurium ever. The broken leaf was very sad in the moment, but it actually is fine. There's just a little hole. And it is growing an inflorescence that is, I think, about to be... Yes, about to be in the female stage. I can see the stickiness starting to come on, and it smells really nice. I can't describe smells very well, but it smells really good. And then if we look over here very carefully, there is a new leaf on the baby plant, and there is a new leaf on the main plant as well. I feel like there's actually several pups now, because there's a baby plant here as well growing, and it's just getting to be a very full, awesome pot in a pretty heavy pot that no longer lives on our windowsill because it's too big. The waving wand in the background over here. The other one is even more exciting because this was the last leaf on Blackjack that you saw. And I said in that video that the new leaves look very chocolatey, and look. It made another leaf already, and it's, oh my god. It's sizing up really fast. There is a thrips on it, so we're gonna murder that real quick. Unfortunately, but oh my gosh, look at this leaf. And it's already pretty big also compared to the other leaf. It's sizing up so fast, and the chocolate color is incredible. Oh, it also has inflorescences, several of them, but I don't see the stage yet where I can make babies. So I'm keeping an eye on that. I just want this to be in frame the whole time. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay. I guess that's it for the update. I want to film more. Absolutely last thing is this pot of Watsoniana alocasia. This is all rotted. These ones are still solid. I pulled them out. Some of them were fully, like you can see, fungus on them. Inside is all rotted. I'm surprised it doesn't smell super bad yet. That's not rotted yet. This one's still solid. I do want these to dry first. So, Watsoniana. The other two pieces, I will wait a little bit longer.
Now it's time to clean up this absolute chaotic mess. Plant bits everywhere, pots everywhere, plants everywhere. I'm going to be repotting those 3 in a separate video. And then look here in the kitchen. Oh, there's soil underneath my feet. Also, pots everywhere here. Soil, pots. Mickey, want to come inside? Come here. Pots, plants, soil, plants. Oh, and let's not forget my whole tray of Gunungaring cuttings. This was not what I expected, so I'm a little bit sad. But I know it will grow again. It's not a super difficult plant, so it happens.
I was so surprised that all these cuttings rooted really well and quite fast. So last week I potted them all up into 2 pots because there were so many, and I still have the mother plant upstairs as well. So hopefully these will root further into the soil and then start to grow, because look at how beautiful they are. I really love Gunungaring so much. Amazing. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe below if you haven't already, and you can join my Patreon and YouTube membership. Also, let me know if you enjoyed this care video, because I filmed everything in the same spot. Normally I take you around the house and I switch up the view a lot, but I figured it would be quicker and easier for me because it takes a lot of effort to do that, to take you around the house, to do all the different chores in different places, create a mess everywhere. So let me know if that's okay too for you, if you enjoy that, or if you prefer the method that I did before. And I think that's it. Well, for you, not for me. I'm gonna be cleaning up the mess for the rest of the evening, so let's get ready. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.